Goldaia.
Le sport, ce vecteur à forte valeur, tant sûr qu'en dehors de la glace. Il unit, il fait vibrer, il fait rêver. L'athlète, ce diamant à l'état brut, trop souvent sous-estimé, normé, invisibilisé, et pourtant. Si on l'observait de plus près et qu'on regardait au-delà des barrières, on découvrirait son plein potentiel, ses multiples facettes, et cela nous ouvre le champ des possibles. Car cet athlète, qui lie les arts à la culture, au social, à la philanthropie et à l'entrepreneuriat, s'avère être le catalyseur de synergies qui, empreintes de créativité, ont le pouvoir de fédérer, de mettre en lumière, d'influencer et de changer pour le meilleur. Je m'appelle Maé Bérénice Méité, double olympienne et sextuple championne de France de patinage artistique. Cette initiative, c'est mon héritage, tout aussi unique qu'authentique. Un monde où expérience et expertise permettent la connexion d'une diversité de mondes. Pour rentrer dans l'histoire du sport, pour porter et soutenir des projets à impact, pour être à l'initiative de création artistique avec un message fort et profond. C'est aussi ma façon de dire merci. Merci à ceux qui y croient, à ceux qui investissent et à ceux qui recevront. Car mon héritage culturel est inspiré des challenges du passé pour façonner mon présent et pérenniser notre futur.
Good morning, buenos dias et bien bonjour. My name is May. I'm a French Olympic figure skater, content creator, and entrepreneur. And today I am sharing with you a project that is very dear to my heart, an artistic, collaborative project that I did with the French jewelry house, Goldaia, to mark the beginning, the entrance in that new era. It all started back in March 2021, precisely on the 24th. Can never forget that date. I stepped on the ice to do my short program for the Olympic qualifier for the Beijing Olympics. Unfortunately, 20 seconds in the program, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. The majority of elite athletes that you see at the Olympics are considered amateurs because we don't have a salary. So basically, you have to perform in order to get access to any prize money. In figure skating, we are blessed to also have more opportunities, exhibitions that you can be called to do, some tours, etc., where you can gain extra money, which will help you invest basically in your career. But being injured blocked me from all of that. Now, at some point, I received some grants from the federation and sporting entities in France, but they are based on your results and whatever you did in the season. It took some time to come back from the ruptured Achilles tendon. Eventually, I came back. I knew I was going to come back. When you get injured, most of the time, especially when you have a ruptured Achilles tendon and you are on the older side of things, because as a figure skater, I'm considered old. I'm 30 years old right now. I know I don't look like it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But when I got injured, it was 3 years ago. So I was 26 when I got injured. This is old for a figure skater. So they were like, okay, I mean, girl, you're done. Like, it's okay. We love you, but bye-bye. The whole new era, the whole transformation stemmed from that moment. Now, it took me 3 years, but those were 3 years well spent in learning, gaining experience, understanding what I wanted to do in order to create my little baby, which is Héritage Culturel. When I come back to competitions, I didn't have access to the same opportunities and financial resources that I had before. I was able to benefit from the help of associations, which helped me, but then I realized that I was always dependent on private structures or sporting entities or governing bodies in order to finance my sporting career. Obviously, my parents are also investing in my project, but me personally, I don't have something that brings me money in constantly that will allow me to have a safety net, to build a financial cushion, all of those things. And when I got injured, I promised myself that I would get better in educating myself in that realm, in understanding the ways that also I can make money work for me when I get some money in order to build that safety net. So God forbid that happens to me again, at least I won't be in a very tough situation. During that time, I knew social media was here and I had all the time in the world. So aside from my master thesis, I was like, I want to document my journey. I want to share the behind the scenes authentically. I want to, inspire people, and why not monetize my brand image on social media? So I tried it, and the thing is, I know the rules, but I didn't master them. So I was able to go viral. I had some piece of content that got millions of views. When you don't master the rule, it is very tricky, because I was able to gain a big community, which I'm very grateful for, But a lot of people, newcomers that followed me on my journey, they were here maybe more for entertainment purposes, but less for like the person, the value that I can bring, because the content that I went viral with was mainly beautiful skating stuff and funny skating falls or whatever. But I didn't showcase like all of me, all of May. And at some point I found myself first off overwhelmed, because when you go viral and you don't have a plan, you don't have a brand, yeah, when you create one viral piece of content, you want to be viral again and again. Anyway, it's a crazy cycle. I got overwhelmed and I didn't have a plan. I didn't have clear direction of where I wanted to go with my content, how I wanted to share it, because I have so many passion. I'm good in many things outside of skating, but people mainly knew me because of skating. And I was like, how am I supposed to now post content that is not always related to skating, but related to skating in a way that showcase different areas of my life without people being bored or not interested in what I'm posting. So that dichotomy went on for so long. When you're going through transformation, it's sometimes hard to share it because it's still very fresh, raw, vulnerable, and it's hard to be vulnerable on the internet. And it's also hard to evolve constantly on the internet, because people see a version of you and then next thing you know it's another version. And that's one of the problems that I had and why I had that dichotomy, because I grew so much in private but showed only highlights or snippets or beautiful things in publics, that it didn't make sense. I haven't been as consistent in posting because of that. With some healing and growth happening over the past 3 years, experience taught me a lot of things, and I was able to step into uncomfortable places, but in a setting that would allow me to learn valuable lessons and to grow my confidence and to grow into the woman that I am today, and to also lead me to that project, which is Héritage Culturel. We're talking about legacy here, but my first language is French. I kept the name French. I wanted to bring that into that project, into that creation, if I might say. I'm convinced that every athlete has a story to tell, a story to share, and is building a legacy. We represent our country on the biggest international scenes. We go through so many things at practice behind closed doors that we often don't share, because we are supposed to be excellence, we are supposed to be high performance, so we cannot show ourselves being weak. And most of the time people forget that behind the athletes there is a human being, and the human side of us, most of the time we tend to not show, and we showcase that superhero, we showcase that very strong and powerful person that succeed and conquer everything. But as athletes, we go through many emotions. It's a roller coaster of emotions, and we go through some things in our private life, in our sporting life, in our academical life. And I feel like it's very nice for people to see the full picture, to embrace who we are as a whole. Who is the athlete? Who is the human being? Who is the entrepreneur? Who is the student behind that person? What are you passionate about? What are your dreams? What are your hope for the world? Those are the things that makes you unique. Those are the things that are built off of your cultural background, but also your heritage. And those are a part of who you are and a testimonial of what you bring to the world. So to me, it was very important to be able to share my full story, not just the one that most athletes are willing to share, but my full entire story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is like a compass for my brand. It's based on 4 fundamental pillars, which are sporting achievements, social impact and philanthropy, purposeful endeavors, and influential ambassadorship. So for me, those are the 4 things that I want to highlight, and this aligns with everything that I talked to you about. I am a person who travels a lot. I want to share a little bit more of my lifestyle, my daily life, my routines, all the things that I do that make me feel good, that make me perform, my journey, coming back to the highest level of performance, all the things that I put into place in order to get there, and not just share like the cherry on top, but the whole process and the cherry on top, so it's more fun for you. Share also like the businesses that I want to do on the side, explain to you a little bit more what it is, so then you can follow the journey, you tag along, we build it together. That's really what I want, you know, for you to know me like in a 360 way, not just like as the athlete, and then when I stop skating, what do we do? This is the essence of Héritage Culturel. Now, on the more practical side of things, friends, when they approach you, yes, they love the person, blah blah, ha 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 ha, but they also want a return on investment. So they want to see some numbers and they want to make sure that they have the highest impression. So for me, it was important to build a community that was aligned with my vision, my purpose, my journey, my mission. And I really want to bring some value to my community because yes, I will monetize my brand image. Yes, I will talk to you about some products, but I want it to be products that I use on a daily basis. Some things that I relate to, some things that I personally use, would invest in, and then I would recommend you the best of the best. For me, you like it, great. You don't, that's okay. But I want to be honest and transparent whenever I do collaborations. So that's something I was taking time to figure out how to combine all of that. I also wanted to share more of me. How can I show that without it being messy and having a sense on my feed? That was my question, ultimately. That was my goal. So, Maé Bérénice Méité with Goldaia, the perfect partnership. Goldaia is a French jewelry house. The founder, his name is Té. It's like we are the same, but he's me as a male and I am him as a female. The way we view our businesses, we are in two different worlds, yet very similar with the creativity, the attention to detail, the premiumness of those worlds. I don't think you see that many people in the jewelry industry, just as you don't see that many Black people in the figure skating world at the highest level. It is what it is, but we're here and we bring something new, something different, and we want to use our cultural background. We want to bring them in those worlds, to bring our unique touch, to stand out from the mass, because we're not afraid of doing so. And by leaving our mark in those fields, we also want to bring up a lot of people along the way with us, and we want to bring them as high as possible and share with them all the knowledge that we acquire as we're walking on that journey, as we are on that path. And we connected so fast and so quickly that this project was just an evidence. And this project was born because of the Paris Olympics. I was seeing everything that I did this year and I was like, how can I materialize all of that, share a message to the world, share something powerful? Having a conversation with Té, he had a project in mind and I was like, okay. I went to sleep, God spoke to me, and then he was like, this is the idea. Paris 2024 is the moment every French athlete has waited for. Now, as a Winter Olympian, I was very happy to see the Olympics, but I wasn't going to compete at the Olympics. My Olympics are in less than 2 years, in February 2026 in Milano Cortina. Tune in, because you might see me there for the third time. Yeah. So I wanted to create a connection between those two worlds, because one thing that I've seen all throughout my career is that the winter sports and the summer sports are very, like, they're not evolving together because we have two different events and stuff like that. But for this, knowing that it was in my home country where I was born in Paris, 14e, s'il vous plaît. So I really wanted to be a part of the party without actually like competing, but outside having another role. And I shared with him my vision and the idea, and he was like, I'm in. In less than a week, we had a full team. The best hairstylist, Sadio Paris. Look at that haircut! I mean, the best videographer. I mean, you've seen the teaser, so, you know. The best behind the scenes content creators, Nelly and Asma, thank you so much. And we had honestly the best time. When I'm talking about influential ambassadorship, this is what I'm talking about. Collaborating with a business with whom I share the same vision, the same goal, the same ambitions, and some similar core values, and merging our world together to bring a message to the world. And that's exactly what we did. Goldaia, if you look at all the jewelry that I'm wearing, those are stars. And they wrote 2 books actually, and his whole mission is to follow your star, to always believe in your star, and to never like stop dreaming big. Shoot for the stars and then you land wherever you land. That was the message behind, that is the message, not that was, that is the message behind his jewelry, the way he created them, the way he thought about them. The message of that campaign is, as an athlete, no matter if you're winter or summer, a man or a woman, you have something to tell through your experiences, through everything that you do. You are more than an athlete and you bring more to the world than you think of. Doing it in Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower was for me a must because it's a symbol like that everybody recognized. First of all, there were the rings on it, so it was pretty cool to like do the connection with the Olympics. And you see me walking in Paris with my skating garment, and for me it represented the connection between the summer and the Winter Olympics. We are together, we are one, we are building a legacy, we are writing history, and we are bringing our culture together in order to create a beautiful heritage. Those are the meanings behind that collaboration, behind that teaser, and those are the things that I wanted to express in my new era, in my rebranding. The artistic side of things is very important to me. It's very fun. I really wanted to share something unique, you know? I feel like with this and with the voiceover, also with saying like very like precise things, this is the message that I wanted to share. Basically, I'm more than an athlete and I really want to contribute. I want to use my influence to either bring light to some project or either take part in some project, invest in some project, use my brand image for greater causes, be able to also collaborate with brands that align with that vision and do something bigger, greater, stronger, faster, and that's lasting for eternity, I guess. So that's the idea behind that rebranding. If you're still here, thank you. You are the GOAT. You are the OG. To follow me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. On all those platforms, I will do my best to be as active as possible. I will share different type of contents based on the platform because, you know, the marketer in me, you know, is an analysis of each platform to understand what content and what type of content performs. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so then you won't miss the next video on that YouTube channel. I cannot give you a date. Just know that I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. I hope you like that video. This is I think we're getting towards the end. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for listening to me rumble. I was very excited to share that project because it means much more than I can express to me. I said it all. Ci vediamo dopo. Ciao.
C'est dingue.
Ah bon? Ah bon, c'est la lumière. Je le feront beaucoup parce qu'il est non seulement il est large mais en plus non t'abuses. Non je te jure.